We just had two big announcements over the last 6 weeks that two more major retailers are no longer going to sell physical media. Now, will the thrift stores start to follow next? That's what we're going to find out. Welcome to Flipping and Punch, and today we're going to pull some eBay orders and we're going to talk about, is physical media dead? In the last 6 weeks, two major retailers have announced they are no longer going to be selling physical media, and this one may shock you guys a little bit. Also, too, there are some thrift stores across the country that have stopped selling physical media, and that includes books, CDs, VHS, and DVDs. We're going to do a deep dive in that today. We're going to figure out, is physical media dead? Is this something you guys should double down on? Is this something you guys should start looking out for? I will tell you this now. I sell a lot of physical media over the years, and it makes me a lot of money, and it's something where a lot of people do avoid at garage sales and thrift stores. And this is one of the things that I always gravitate to, because no matter what time I show up, I say this all the time on the show, it doesn't matter if I get there at 8 a.m. or 2 p.m. CDs, DVDs, books are always going to be there. And something that everyone always overlooks, and it's one of my bread and butter items that I pick up all the time. Quick, take 2 pictures, list it, scan the barcode and list it. You can literally list an item within a minute or two, and it's super easy to ship. Let's pull a couple orders and we'll do a deep dive in this. All right, first item we sold a pair of Asics shoes. I picked these up at a garage sale. I think I paid $5 for them. They were brand new. Yeah, they are a pair of Asics. This is sharp looking. Brand new with the tags on. Had those listed for $34.99. Buyer sent me an offer for $29.99 and we accepted. So we got $29.99 plus shipping. All right, this next time I picked up when I was on the flea across Florida with ADH Dave. We went to what they call a tent sale. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with what tent sales are, during the highway sales, they find a local parking lot or a field, and it's almost like a pop-up flea market, and you probably have anywhere from like 10 to 50 vendors all in this parking lot, and they call it a tent pop-up because they usually all put up tents, and then they set up and start selling stuff. The guy had a bunch of these. He had these two little miniature TVs, and they're made for boats. And I've actually picked these up in the past. I've sold them, and I got a really good deal on them. Here it is. This is the black and white television with an AM and FM radio. This one is actually brand new in the box, but it's a little 5-inch TV. He actually had two of these. He had them listed for $10 each, and he actually sold me both of them for $10. I listed this on eBay, and it sold for $34.99 plus shipping. If you guys do find these, pick them up. They sell really well. Their sell-through rate's almost about 100%. So there might be like 20-something listed, 20-something sold. They do sell really well. And if I get them for like $5-10, I pick them up all the time. They usually sell anywhere from $25 to $35. All right, so I just got back from my storage unit. I picked up a bunch more boxes. We had a big sale of boxes, something that I've been waiting to happen. And I actually had one buyer buy 5 Louis Vuitton boxes. But they ended up buying 5 of these boxes. Had them listed for $24.99. Buyer bought 5 of them at $24.99 each. So it's a $125 sale for 5 empty boxes. I'm assuming they own a consignment shop, a lot of it, especially because it's coming from New York. Anytime I get stuff from New York, New Jersey, usually it's from a consignment shop or South Florida. I've been waiting. It hasn't happened yet. I've been waiting for someone to come in and just buy a crap ton of boxes at one time. So super happy that it just happened, because that's going to free up some room. I then went to the storage unit and brought back a ton more boxes. So these are the rest of the boxes. I'm going to get these listed up this week. Bunch of empty boxes there. Still gonna list these wrestling titles this week. These are really cool, man. I can't get over how cool these things are. But next time we sold it is a pin. Remember if you guys seen the last video, I talked about Disney pins that are related to the medical industry. They do sell really well, and we just sold another one. All right, we sold another Mickey as a doctor pin. This one sold pretty fast. I had this on eBay probably for a couple days. Had this listed up for $39.99, and the buyer bought it outright. So got $39.99 plus shipping, and I paid less than $3 for this. That came from that massive Disney pin and merchandise buy I did. If you guys didn't know, at the end of 2023, Best Buy announced that they are no longer going to be selling physical media, which means DVDs, Blu-rays, CDs, and video games. Just like a lot of other people expected, a bunch of other major retailers have followed suit from there. April of this year, Target announced that starting in 2025, they are no longer going to be selling physical media, which means DVDs, Blu-rays, video games, they're doing away with that. The past week or two, Costco just announced that they are no longer going to be selling books all year round at the store. They have a massive book section. They're going to be doing away with that. When Best Buy was asked what the reason was, they said that they can give more space to new technology and new things that they want to sell in the store, getting rid of all the physical media. We have all grown up on physical media. One of my best memories as a child growing up is looking forward to have my parents take me to the video store to rent video games, DVDs, VHS, because it was a family event. It's something you guys all went down and did. Even when I was super upset, nothing's worse than looking forward to getting that movie. When you get down there, all the copies are sold out and you had to find something else to rent. Or you walk around and you see all these really cool covers and like movies you want to rent, and then you don't rent them because you always find something better. I still have a list to this day of movies I want to watch that I used to always pick up at the video store and never actually rented. But so the question is physical media dying? Our culture has evolved to the point where we went from CD, cassette tapes, CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays, to everything going streaming. And with everything going streaming now, the only issue is that you do not own the license. You're renting the license. And as we see a lot of these streaming services, content is king. I worked in the professional sports world at one point in time. I was the director of marketing for an MMA company. We had a national TV contract signed, and I was on tour there for a while. We were on HD Net, which was owned by Mark Cuban and Dallas Mavericks. And one thing I learned, a lot of these cable companies, a lot of these networks, what they do is they say content is king. So when these companies are putting on shows, they're producing all these shows, they're getting all that content. That content is very valuable because what's happening right now is all these major platforms are trying to come up with these streaming services. Some of them are starting to merge now, but what they do is they're buying content, much licensing as possible, so they can try to get advantage over the other companies. In return, what's happening is they now control when and where you can actually see those IPs and see those movies, see those TV shows. Over the last 10, 15 years, cable has been dying tremendously because we want to be able to control what we watch. That's why YouTube is so popular. And that's why you guys are actually sitting here watching this video on YouTube, because you guys get to pick and choose what you guys want to watch, when you want to watch it. And that's what makes YouTube great. But now, with more companies coming out physical media, what's going to happen here going forward? Is physical media going to die off? I don't know, we'll do more of a deep dive in this, but let me know in the comments down below here what you think. Do you think physical media is going to die off? I got my opinion. We'll talk more about that. But also, too, stay tuned, because I don't know if you know this, but some thrift stores now are going to start following suit behind these major retail companies. And you guys don't want to miss that. All right, next time we sold is a hat. This is the Kenny Loggins and Jim Messina, I think it is. This is when they went back on their reunion tour. Bought this at a garage sale, I don't know, probably like 6 months ago. The guy used to be a DJ up north and he used to work for a radio station. And that radio station will get tons of promo items. So every time a band would come through, they would get tons of like free merchandise. So I bought all these band hats. I think I paid like $3 a piece for them. But here it is, Kenny Loggins. Had this listed, I think, for $21.99. Sent out an offer for $19.99, and the buyer accepted. So we got $19.99 plus shipping. All right, next time we actually sold a strategy guide. This is a Splinter Cell's Pandora Tomorrow. Right here, I bought a massive lot of strategy guides for like $2. Kind of regret it, to be honest with you. I've sold a ton of strategy guides over the years. I've done really well. And when I saw this massive lot of them, I just thought there was going to be some gems in there. You guys I just saw like a Pokemon one for like $60 recently, but had this listed, I think, for like $9.99 and offer for $8.99, buyer accepted. So I got $8.99 plus shipping. All right, so I talked about major retail stores that were going to stop selling physical media, and I wanted you guys' opinion on that. But if you guys aren't familiar with how Goodwill was set up, Goodwill was broken down by region across the country. So for example, like say the state of Florida, it might be broken down into like several different regions, like Miami, Tampa, Orlando, and they'll be responsible for like maybe 7 to like 10 stores. Each region has its own CEO. Each region has their own pricing. They have their own rules and regulations, and they have the freedom to do whatever they want. There are some thrift stores for Goodwill now that are no longer selling DVDs, books, physical media. I've been to certain Goodwills where they send all their good stuff, like video games and stuff like that, to the Goodwill auctions. I've been to Goodwill stores that sell physical media. I have been to ones that were selling certain physical media, but there are some regions across the country now no longer selling physical media. Let me know down in the comments below, what do you think? How do you feel about that? Do you think that this is going to be a trend going forward? Especially when it comes to like video games. I watch my stepson all the time, and for me growing up, my parents would take me to the video game store. I would buy a game, I would open up in the car, and I would just read the manual, read the back of the box, super excited to go home and put that game in my system to play. My stepson, who's 15, what he does is he will wait to midnight and just buy the game online and download it. He does not care. His generation does not care about having the physical game. They care about getting it super fast and super quick. It makes me wonder what's going to happen with video games down the line. There are companies like Limited Run Games that takes games that were produced digitally and actually sells them in physical copies. They do very limited runs when they do that. They take other games that were released in other systems and are no longer being released in the newer systems and make those in physical copies because people like to collect those. So there is a niche market for that. And I firmly believe that media is not going to die, but it's going to be very tricky here going forward. So what I see is going to happen over probably in 2025, you're going to see an uptick with people buying media. Once companies stop selling it, it's in the news, people are going to start freaking out and start buying a lot of this media. Also, too, with the rising price of streaming services, majority of people out there have cut the cable because they do not want to pay these astronomical prices for cable TV and not watch the things that they want to watch. Why pay 60, 70 bucks for cable when I could pay a streaming service 14 bucks a month to be able to get whatever I want whenever I want to watch it? But what's happening is these streaming services are starting to buy up all the content. When they buy up the content, they're actually starting to merge with other streaming services. But like my Disney Plus over the past like 2 years has like almost doubled in price. I think it was like $12.99, then went to like $14.99, $17. I just got my bill the other day. It was like $21.99. So these prices are going up and people are going to get sick of not owning these and then go to watch your favorite show and then your favorite show gets removed off the streaming service. Now you have to go pay for it online. It's going to force people to go and look for this physical media and go buy physical media. I don't think physical media is going to die. And the reason I say this is I use vinyl records as a thing. Vinyl records in the last 17 years has had a constant increase in sales each year for 17 years straight. In 2023, there was 42 million copies of vinyl records sold. That's a crazy number for modern day, especially with the YouTube and streaming services and being able to download your own music. But people like to have that physical record. And there is a huge market for physical media, and that proves it right there. Keep in mind, guys, that's nowhere near where it once was for vinyl records. In the 70s, they were selling 300 million plus per year of vinyl records. Now they're selling a fraction of that. Even though it's still 42 million, which is crazy number that in 2023 to say that, the market has changed. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens over the next year or two because if we can't buy these things at retail stores and if thrift stores stop selling a lot of this stuff, how are we going to find this? Where are we going to pick these up? Where are we going to find physical media? Very interesting. Let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are. All right, next time we sold another Disney pin. This is a limited edition pin to 500. All right, found the Disney pin, Disney Magic from July 30th, 1998 anniversary. Probably been up for a couple months. I got no love on this one. No offers, no nothing. Someone sent me an offer for like 13 bucks, so I took it. Got 13 bucks plus shipping. I have less than 3 bucks into it. I've already made my money back on the pins, back my initial investment, so it's pure profit. So 13 bucks plus shipping, I'll take it. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little taken back when I heard Costco was no longer going to sell books. If you guys ever go to Costco, they have a massive book section, like pallets of books there. And I was a little shocked that they're going to stop selling them. Now, I did find out that from my research I was doing that Target and Costco and these other retailers are only like 4% of the actual book sales in the marketplace. It's not going to hurt media that much. I guess this is just what I guess calling more the shock factor to it that they announced that they're going to stop doing this because when the major retailers stop doing it, you usually see a lot of the smaller retailers follow. All right, next time we sold, this was a big one. I'm super happy. I just listed this a couple days ago. This is Nintendo GameCube. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with this, keep an eye out for this because this is a massive bolo to look out for. So the Nintendo Game Boy, if you have a Nintendo GameCube, you can actually get a Nintendo Game Boy adapter to the bottom of it. You play like Nintendo Game Boy Advance games. I think you can play also Nintendo Game Boy games as well. They do not work unless you have the startup disc. The startup disc goes in the very top of the machine and then allows you to play the Game Boy games at the bottom. A lot of people have the actual Game Boy player on the bottom of their machine. What happens is because this disc is so small, people lose the disc or they damage it. I just have the disc only. I do not have the actual case that goes along with it. When I was doing a private pick for all the designer stuff, that happened to be this game was actually in one of the cases, and I didn't know it because look at the case. So I didn't even open up and look at it. Mary Kate Ashley Sweet 16, which is like a $5-10 game. I didn't care about it. Till I got home and I opened it up and looked at it, Startup Disc was actually inside of it. Ended up listing that up online, ended up selling that for $124.99 plus shipping. Keep an eye out, guys, as a massive bolo for you. So this is frustrating. I sold a pair of jeans and I didn't put my inventory spot on it. Now, I've been putting clothes in like 6 different totes, so it's in one of these totes. I've gone through like 4 totes so far. I cannot find these jeans, so I gotta keep looking for them here. here. All right, guys. Why did I just yell at the camera? I don't know why I just did that. But anyway, can't find those jeans. I will have to ship them out tomorrow so I can have an extra day to look for them. I'll have to dig through one of the totes. It's got to be here. I mean, I found the jeans that I listed before and the jeans I listed after. So I just got to go through these totes again. But anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video. We are doing a live whatnot on Sunday night. We're doing Disney pins to come hang out. And then on Wednesday, I'm doing a big vintage Disney show. Just blowing out a ton of Disney merchandise. So go check those out on whatnot. I'll put a link down in the description down below here. If you guys like this type of content, please make sure you like and subscribe. Until next time, guys, make sure you guys keep flipping and punching.